Hello viewers, this is Attorney Naresh Gehi, and the breaking news is about the new Obama immigration plan. You all have been anxiously waiting for this for years. The moment has come, and the president has finally issued an executive order granting temporary relief to a number of undocumented immigrants who will be getting some benefit under the Obama plan. To make life easy, I am going to just specify everything very slowly and in intricate detail based upon what is my understanding of the Obama plan. This particular executive order will be beneficial to people who have been living in the US for more than 5 years. So therefore, proof of your physical presence in the US for more than 5 years is very important. Firstly, very soon we will be getting guidelines from the Department of Homeland Security regarding the meat and potatoes of the plan, wherein we will exactly know who is actually going to benefit from the plan and who will not benefit from the plan. But today, Attorney Gehi is going to make you understand of what the speech of the president meant when he said that he is granting temporary relief to undocumented immigrants in this country. The very first thing is that he made it clear that you are not getting a path to US citizenship or to a green card. So what are you going to get over here? And who's going to get it? Number one, people who are going to qualify, they're going to get a work permit and they may be eligible to travel outside the United States even if they may have had an order of deportation against them. So the first category of people he spoke about are parents of US citizen children or even relatives. Now, relatives is not designed, it's not kind of defined right now at this point of time. So once if I get the guidelines, I'll be more than happy to educate our viewers of what he meant by that particular statement. So now children of US citizen children, and if you're a US citizen child here and you have parents, they'll be entitled to temporary relief, wherein they'll be able to get their work permits or even travel documents. So at least they can come out of the closet and they can start getting the work permits, the social security cards, and the driver's license. The biggest question is that we are waiting for the guidelines to be effective. Right now, the guidelines are not effective, but you can start seeing your lawyers. So the first category of people, let's talk about that, will be parents of parents of US citizen children. So if you have a father or a mother who is illegal, and even if they have been ordered deported, they may be entitled to relief. We are waiting for the guidelines to come out. But in the meanwhile, if you have any questions, and if you are a parent, if you're a child, and if your father and mother is undocumented at this time, they can come in and see me. That's the first category. Second thing is that the president has said that he's going to expand the DACA, that I'm sure you all know what is DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, to people who have been here until January 2010. So I think that's a very good move. So if you entered the country before January 2010, and if you came in young in this country, you may have a chance. So that is excellent. So DACA has been expanded. So let's see what is going to go on, how the regulations are going to come out, and we're going to look into those little issues no sooner. It's not going to be a regulation. I apologize. It's going to be an order. Since it's based under an executive order, it cannot be a regulation. So let's see of how immigration is going to come out with guidelines more than anything else on this issue. So far we've spoken about two issues. Number one, parents of US citizens who are undocumented. Now let's see what relief will be granted, if any, to parents of green card holders. That's something I am desperately waiting to hear as to, once we get the guidelines out. Now, secondly, the president also said that this is not an amnesty. So please do not go to people who are not lawyers. Be very careful. And anytime if you have a legal matter involving immigration, this is the time you need to check specifically if the person is an attorney at law and who actually knows the immigration process. Don't be misguided, because you'll find a lot of people, they'll say, well, okay, it's a simple application, I can fill it out for you. No, be careful. Secondly, the president had also made it clear that if you have a criminal record in this country, we need to see exactly what he meant by that. But I think the guidelines are going to be similar to DACA. And if you have a criminal record, a serious criminal record, then you may not be eligible for relief under this particular program. Now, how many people can benefit under this program? Approximately 5 million people in this country. Thanks to President Obama for coming up with this executive order, especially because he took a lot of courage in doing this. He had a lot of dissent from Republicans who said that they would not allow this to happen. We need to ensure that the president has done a fantastic job, and we really, really need to pat him on his back and congratulate him for the bold effort that he has taken. Now, what was the purpose behind this? Family unity, which we all understand that nobody is perfect and everyone is entitled to a family. If you're an American child, don't you think that you're entitled to have your father and mother live with you? 100%. So basically, the law makes a lot of common sense. It's a common sense approach. Let them get their work permits and let them move on under the law. Another important thing a lot of my viewers are waiting for is the highly skilled worker program. Now, there's a lot of, there's a maze of difficulties that get involved when you're a high-tech worker and you want to come from a foreign country. So he said that in order to see that America continues to have the finest talent in the United States, he is creating this special category wherein highly skilled workers, for example, tech gurus, and scientists will be allowed to come in to the US much easier, and probably, I'm not sure about this, without a sponsor. So that is excellent. But my gut feeling is that they may need a sponsor, but I'm not sure about it, how that is going to come into play. Now, also there's going to be a serious emphasis on interior enforcement, which means if you're living in the United States and if there's any such issue wherein exactly, the thing is that you're a criminal and you're seriously violating the law, you're going to have a problem with those issues. So be very careful about that. If you're a criminal, your chances of getting deported are going to be very high now. Now, another thing that he spoke about very briefly is about the investor visa, and let's see of how this investor visa comes into play. And we are just waiting for some more news to come out in that regard of how the Department of Homeland Security, the Attorney General, is actually going to talk to us about the investor program. So folks, I hope this is good enough. And remember, if you have an immigration matter, this is the best time for you. And if you are undocumented, this may be a good time for you to start seeing your lawyers who can actually analyze your case and who can start working, to see what can be done for the future. Means, for example, if you had a serious record in the past, if you had been ordered deported, it's better for you to start kind of looking into your cases. Don't wait until the law comes out, until basically I would call the executive order actually gets into place. But in the meanwhile, it's a good idea for you to start talking to your lawyers if you are undocumented, and especially if you fall in the DACA category. Remember, as I said, now the good news is even if you're older or even if you came in before 2010, that's great news for you. So, if you have any questions, remember, as always, our personal consultation is free, and our number is 718-263-5999, and you can reach me at info@immigrationquestion.com. And we handle immigration cases from all over the United States and the world. The Instant program constitutes an attorney advertisement, and if you have any questions, do call Gehi & Associates at 718-263-5999 for a free personal consultation. So this is what the meat and potatoes are of the Obama Bulletin.
for all of your complex immigration matters, including deportation, green card, citizenship, fiancé visas, and employment-based immigration. And call Gahey & Associates, 718-263-5999 for a free initial personal consultation. Office is located in Liberty Avenue, Queens, and Forest Hills, New York. Gahey & Associates, 718-263-5999 for a free initial personal consultation. The consultation is free, but the advice may be priceless.